Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's post is different from the usual. We're going into the topic of movies, specifically, inspirational movies with meaningful life lessons to learn. Before starting this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. Now, get some popcorn before you continue reading. Number 10. The Lion King. The Lion King is a timeless classic and, without a doubt, the best hand-drawn animated feature ever made. Even though all of today's 3D films are fantastic in their own right, none of them come close to topping The Lion King in terms of authenticity. I recall seeing The Lion King for the first time in the theaters, just after it was released. My parents took my brother and myself to the movies when we were both 10 years old. If you haven't seen The Lion King yet, you should rent, buy, or borrow a copy. I think I've seen it at least 6 to 7 times. During a pivotal part in the second quarter of the film, I never fail to cry. Every few years, I rewatch the film and am moved every time because the story never gets old. It conjures up images of love, duty, bravery, and fortitude. Number 9. Space Jam. Space Jam was one of my favorite movies as a youngster, and it continues to be one of my favorites today. In the end, Michael Jordan plays himself in this film, in which he is kidnapped by Looney Tunes in order to aid their success. Song for the film. Number 8. The Bucket List. After being diagnosed with lung cancer, two terminally sick men, Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, cross paths in a hospital. They become friends as a result of their therapies. They decide to go on a journey to check off items on their bucket lists, things they want to do before they die. Although I have not seen The Bucket List, I have heard about the concept of a bucket list elsewhere. Personally, I think having a bucket list is a great idea, and I've written a few pieces about it. What are some of the things on your bucket list? Number 7. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day tells the story of an arrogant TV weatherman, Bill Murray, who becomes trapped in a time loop, reliving the same day over and over. Worst of all? He's the only one who recalls the events of the previous day. No one else seems to recall anything. Initially, he uses the time loop for his own benefit. However, after a while, he begins to reflect on his life and priorities. As a result, this film is quite intriguing. Let's ignore the fact that the reason for the time loop is never revealed, because that isn't the point. Forget about the fact that this film is quite old, released in 1993. Groundhog Day contains hidden themes that may evade you on first viewing, and the interpretation is largely dependent on the audience. The movie never explicitly states the lessons it is attempting to convey, rather, they are intended to be observed and interpreted by you. Number 6. The Secret. The Secret is a self-help film on positive thinking and the law of attraction. It's more of a documentary than a thriller. The law of attraction is the concept that both your conscious and subconscious ideas have an impact on your life results. When The Secret was first released, it swept the globe by storm, and it has since been featured on Oprah, The Ellen Show, Larry King, and a slew of other mainstream media outlets. When The Secret initially came out in 2006, I watched it. I was new to the law of attraction at the time, so learning about it through the show was fascinating. Reading blogs afterwards taught me more about the law of attraction, which made me love it even more. Basically, the law of attraction notion aligns with many of the conclusions I've reached as a result of my experiences, so watching the movie was more of a validation for me. I felt more conscious than normal after viewing the film. Simply seeing this video every now and then can cause a shift in your consciousness. Of course, don't become a self-help junkie. After all, self-help is designed to complement, not replace, what you're already doing. Number 5. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a 1994 American comedy-drama film based on Winston Groom's 1986 novel of the same title. Forrest Gump is an ordinary man from Alabama who goes on a journey through life encountering historical individuals, influencing popular culture, and witnessing first-hand historic events in the late 20th century. I've never seen Forrest Gump, but I've heard too many good things about it not to include it on this list. Number 4. Click. The film Click tells the story of a guy, Adam Sandler, who is given a mystical remote control that allows him to rewind, halt, and fast-forward through time. He uses it to fast-forward through events that he considers ordinary or tedious, such as family dinner, showering, and being sick. This appears to be amusing at first, but after a while, he learns that it has unintended repercussions, which you will have to watch to discover. Forget about the trailer and marketing, which look like a conventional Hollywood slapstick comedy. This isn't the case. It may appear that way at first, but by the halfway point, you'll discover that the picture is pursuing something deeper. It makes you reflect on life's moments and how no one is more significant than the next. It is more effective than Peaceful Warrior in conveying the concept that every moment is a moment to be lived. This is a fantastic film that I highly suggest to everyone. Near the conclusion, there is a really moving sequence that makes me cry every time I see it. A wonderful plot with a thought-provoking message, as well as humor sprinkled throughout to keep the film lighthearted. I strongly advise you to watch it. Also, kudos to Adam Sandler for his performance. Number 3. The Family Man. The Family Man is a comedy drama about a wealthy, unmarried investment banker, Nicolas Cage, who gets to see how his life would have turned out if he had made a different decision 13 years earlier, staying with his girlfriend rather than opting for a high-flying career. It's a film that contrasts a life of tremendous wealth and success with a tranquil family life by presenting a "what if I had done this instead?" scenario. It's a terrific film that makes you think about life, albeit I disagree with the hidden message that life has to be either wealth or family in this case, not both. It encourages people to rationalize not pursuing career/wealth objectives because they have a family, or to justify not seeking love/having a family because they are too busy at work. Both are doable, it's just a matter of increasing our capacity, prioritizing, and planning ahead. What I admire about the film is that it makes you think about what you're doing right now in your life. Where will you end up if you keep doing what you're doing now? Number 2. The Peaceful Warrior. Dan, a UC Berkeley student with everything a college student could want: looks, fame, amazing friends, attention from every lady, and talent in his passion of gymnastics. The film is based on the book Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Despite this, he is miserable, deeply worried, and has problems sleeping. He meets a guide one night, and his adventure of self-discovery begins. The Peaceful Warrior is one of my favorite shows, and there are many significant themes strewn throughout it. While I agree with the film's main message and believe there were some excellent moments, I felt it to be slow-paced and predictable. Many times as I was watching, Socrates mentioned something or disclosed a lesson that I already understood and suspected he was going to say. I believe a significant part of it is because I've already come to these conclusions, and thus I'm not the correct target audience for the film. Number 1. Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty is a light-hearted but inspirational film with a powerful message. It's about a TV reporter, Jim Carrey, who is always beset by bad luck. He complains that God isn't doing a good job, and God appears and offers him all of his powers to see if he can do a better job. He learns life-changing insights along the road. Overall, I believe the video could focus more on the life lessons. The humor occasionally takes over the picture, possibly to appeal to a wider audience. A great film to see with friends over the weekend. So there you have it. That's a wrap for Top 10 Meaningful Movies with Important Life Lessons. Which one of the movie inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments section below. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more upcoming videos.